All right, let's talk about something that drives all of us a little crazy. How can a company make a product that's practically perfect, but then deliver a service experience that's just awful? Today, we're diving into the two very different ways companies chase quality. It's a real duel between managing physical goods and managing intangible services.
I mean, really think about it. You've got this incredible smartphone in your hand, a little piece of engineering magic. It just works. But the second you need to call customer support, the whole experience just completely falls apart. And you know what? That's not an accident. It's because that company is wrestling with two totally different types of quality, and chances are, they've only really mastered one of them.
So let's get into it. The best way to understand this whole thing is to picture a company running on two separate engines. You've got one engine for building physical products and a completely different one for creating service experiences. Now, they're both supposed to be driving towards excellence, but here's the thing. They run on different fuel, and they follow totally different blueprints.
And this, right here, is the heart of it all. Product quality is tangible. You can hold it, you can measure it, you can define it with super precise numbers. Service quality, though, that's completely intangible. It's an experience, it's a feeling, it's all about perception. And wow, that makes it so much harder to get right consistently.
Okay, let's pop the hood on that first engine, the one that powers product excellence. This is the world of engineering, of hard specifications, and objective data. It's all about making a physical thing that consistently hits a defined standard every single time.
So, the guy who basically wrote the operating manual for this engine was a Harvard professor named David Garvin. He came up with this brilliant framework, 8 distinct dimensions, that lets a company define, measure, and control pretty much every single aspect of a product's quality.
Let's run through the first 4 gears in this engine. You've got performance, which is basically, does the product do its main job well? Features, the extra bells and whistles. Reliability, which asks, how long is this thing going to work before it breaks? And then conformance, which is absolutely critical. It means hitting the exact design specs every time.
And here are the other 4. Durability. What's its total lifespan? Serviceability. How easy is it to get fixed? Aesthetics. That's all about how it looks, feels, even smells. And finally, perceived quality, which is all about the brand's reputation. Now, for a company, these aren't just vague ideas. No way. These are all translated into hard specs and data that can actually measure.
So, the most important thing to remember about the product engine is this idea of prevention. You don't just wait till the end of the assembly line and hope for the best. No, you build quality into every single step of the process from the very beginning.
All right, let's switch gears and talk about that second engine. This one doesn't build physical stuff. It fuels experiences. The whole goal here isn't to hit some technical spec. It's to manage a customer's perception and hopefully deliver some delight.
You see, the logic for service quality lives entirely inside the customer's head. It all comes down to this simple but incredibly powerful equation. It's the gap between what they perceived they got and what they expected to get. If perception beats expectation, you've got high quality. If it falls short, well, you've got a problem.
So the main diagnostic tool for this service engine is a framework called the SERVQUAL rater model. It's not using calipers or stress tests. Instead, it uses things like questionnaires to measure that crucial perception versus expectation gap across 5 key areas of the customer experience.
And these are the drivers of that perception. Reliability is simple. Just do what you promise you'd do. Assurance is about your employees inspiring trust. Tangibles are the physical cues, like a clean office or a sharp uniform. Empathy is about making the customer feel heard and understood. And responsiveness is just about being willing and quick to help. If a company gets a low score on any of these, bam, they know exactly where they need to improve. Okay, so we've looked at each engine on its own. Now for the fun part. Let's put them side by side on the diagnostic bench to really see just how different they are.
This table just makes it crystal clear. I mean, look, you can store products in a warehouse, they're storable, but a service is perishable. It's created and consumed in the exact same moment. Products are standardized. Services are super variable. Because, and this is the big one, the customer is a co-producer of the experience. They aren't just a passive user. That distinction alone explains why you need totally different strategies to manage them.
So what about businesses that have to do both? I'm talking about a hotel or a restaurant or even a retailer. They sell physical things, the bed, the food, the clothes, but their real success is defined by the service experience. These guys face the ultimate challenge, getting both engines synchronized and running in perfect harmony. And here's how the absolute best companies pull it off.
They run a dual-track strategy. They use Garvin's playbook for every single physical thing, from the cleanliness of the store to the product on the shelf. At the exact same time, they're using SERVQUAL to measure every human interaction. And then, this is the magic trick, they feed all that data into one single unified improvement cycle to fix problems wherever they pop up. When a company actually gets this right, the payoff is absolutely massive. It's not just about getting fewer complaints, it's about building a real, sustainable advantage over everyone else.
Think about it. When both of those engines are perfectly tuned, what you get is a totally seamless customer experience. Suddenly, everyone in the organization, from the top down, shares one vision that's all about the customer. You get these real-time feedback loops that just constantly drive improvement, and that is how you achieve true market leadership.
And we're not talking about some vague idea of leadership. It's built on 3 really solid pillars. First, you get fierce customer loyalty because your whole experience is just better. Second, you get major cost reduction because you're preventing mistakes in both your products and your services. And third, you get this powerful market differentiation that your competitors just can't copy.
So, the next time you get an amazing product but have a terrible service experience, or the other way around, you'll know exactly why. It really just leaves us with one final thought. Which quality engine did the last company you dealt with completely forget to tune? Was it the product, or was it the service?